the masculine shield, that guard that you've put up for such a long time, that has acted as your protection mechanism. Probably even just reading the title of this video has made you feel uncomfortable, because you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the masculine shield. Now, I saw one of the YouTubers called Alexandra doing a video on masculine shield, and I thought I would put my spin on this and talk more about it from my own perspective. Masculine shield is something that gives you strength. It has given you independence. It has given you that power that you know that you own within your own self, that you know that you can protect yourself, you can trust yourself, you can do it all. It's a very beautiful thing because it gets you done. It gets you from one step to another, or from one ladder to another, or from one door to another door. But the problem is, when you carry this shield for such a long time, you shield your own heart. The energy that comes out from you, it comes out from a place of fear, defensiveness, not seen, disconnected, unhappy with a lot of things because of that energy or that shield that you've put upon yourself. You're probably someone who hates being vulnerable. You're someone who hates being seen for their weakness. You're someone who knows that if I can go through this and if I can do this, then everybody else can do it. But I just want to say to you that you are not alone. And let me talk about a little bit of a background story about my own self as a huge sufferer of the masculine shield. I've done a video about healing, and I do talk about some of the things in there. So I am a firstborn child out of 3 children, 2 boys, and I'm the only girl. I went to boarding school when I was 6 years old. I always felt the need to protect myself and to protect my brothers, being the firstborn child and the one that takes up the responsibility within the family. When we were in boarding school, our parents were not there with us, so it was just us in the boarding school, and they left us there. And our parents were not people that were emotionally there. I've never had a time where I've sat down and emotionally talked about how I feel and how my emotions are, even till this day, from a young age. So it was upon me and maybe upon my brothers to kind of find a way to protect ourselves. Every single time I cried out loud for help, no one came to the rescue. I came to understand that nobody is coming, so I need to help myself. I need to get myself out of this. I need to protect myself. I need to grow up. I need to be the big girl, because remember, big girls don't cry. Big girls stand up and fight through life. There was this energy of toughness around our family and around our dynamic all the time. And we had to kind of like grow up so fast. When it came to school holidays, when we came out to the boarding school, we were passed on from relative to relative. I was grateful that I had a place to stay, but we were passed on from auntie to uncle because our parents were not around. I struggled so much with trust issues. I never felt safe, because every place that I felt was a safe spot, I was going to be taken away from it and taken to a different environment altogether. And I felt within myself that if I don't protect myself, if I don't toughen up, then life is just going to get worse, in every situation. And so many people have met me previously and have said, "You're so strong. How do you get to do things the way you do them?" It's because I've had a shield of I need to do it. I have no any other way that I'm going to survive. My only survival way was to be as tough as I could. But then over some time, I found myself saying, I need to cry. I really need to cry. I really need to be upset right now. I need energy that can allow me to flow in this feminine way, in this way that I can say, you know what, I'm tired of being independent. I'm tired of holding it upon my shoulders. I'm tired of feeling like I got this for everybody else. What about somebody else having it for me? Or somebody else saying that I've got this for you, Lucy. I wanted to have flowers and not feel shy about having flowers and a lot of feminine energy going through me. I wanted someone to hold me and to hug me and to say it's okay, without me saying to myself, don't worry, I'll be okay, I'll be fine, and just go to my room and sleep it off. And then the next day I stand up and I get up and I start doing things. When I said flowing from that kind of energy, I became uncomfortable, because I knew I had a heart that was soft. I knew that I had a heart that could do so much, that needed to be seen, but because I've shielded it for such a long time, it just couldn't be seen. And I felt like I was being robbed of happiness. a lot of happiness. And this is why we're here. This is why I'm here to say to you that it's time that the masculine shield goes off. There is a difference between flowing in the masculine energy, like being within that energy that you're kind of like, you need that as a person. We all need masculine energy and feminine energy. But when we create that like something that repels everything and protects, it becomes very difficult. So if you're someone that is watching this video, I want you to tell me down in the comments below, what has been your shield? What have you shielded yourself, against or upon, because what I feel like, you have been hurt so many times, you've not been heard, you've not been seen, you've not been listened to. Because I remember that every single time I wanted someone to listen to me, I never felt listened to. So one of my masculine shield was to toughen up and be like, yeah, tough shit, it's cool, that kind of toughness. But I came to realize that it's not okay. So probably you've been hurt, probably no one was present, your parents were not there, or your friends let you down so many times that you say to yourself you had to be a big girl, because apparently big girls don't cry. But regardless of everything that I have just said, I feel like it comes down to the point of safety. I think the lack of feeling safe, or the fear of not being safe, you automatically shield yourself in. It's like an ostrich. The moment it senses danger, it just kind of calls, it goes back in like a tortoise, when it has that hard shield on top of it, and if you come next to it, it just sort of crawls back into that shield and protects itself against all danger, and I think that's what has happened. You've just had that tortoise shield on top of yourself, that if anything comes, you just go back in, you survive, you go through the hardest and the toughest times, you do survive because you've got that shield on top of yourself. But underneath the shield, there is this soft person. So let me know down in the comments below, what has been kind of your shield that you've put upon your own self. Having this kind of masculine energy can be something that can be very tiring. Well, it's something that is required. A lot of people would be attracted to you, or would draw so much attention to you because of your energy, and that is something that happened with me. A lot of people wanted to associate with me because of that energy that I gave, because they knew I'd get things done. I know how to be disciplined in a way. I know how to like be tough and be like, it's okay, I'm not gonna cry over everything, we're gonna be in the toughest of situations and I will not cry. I will tell you this for a fact, that when things are going down, even when fire is burning a house, I will not crumble and fall and go down. I will just say, okay, what do we have to do? Like, what is the next step? How can we plan this? How are we gonna get ourselves out of this situation? I never kind of like said, oh my god, this is bad, let me cry. No, it was kind of like, let's do things. So people would draw so much to that of me. And I think if you're having that masculine energy, a lot of people have drawn towards you because of that, and it has affected the partners that you do attract and the friendships that you attract. You would find that you've attracted relationships in which your masculine energy fixes their problems in their lives, or they use that energy to help themselves to get things done. In a job or in a workplace, you're the best candidate for a workplace because of your masculine energy, which gets a lot of things going amongst your colleagues, teamwork and everything. But in your personal life, it has been something that has put you so far, has disconnected you from the actual energy of femininity that you have to live in, because you've looked at being a feminine person as a way of weakness. I looked at crying and being upset over things as a point of weakness, but I've come to realize that it's not weakness to cry or be upset or live in my feminine energy, but it's strength. It is so much strength, because it takes someone's strength to say, I'm dying, I'm angry, I'm upset, I need healing, I've got trauma, I've got things to go through. It's not weakness, it's strength, because it takes you to have that strength to understand and be self-aware of yourself, to know that you need help. And that is where all this sort of comes in and says to you that your masculine shield, just drop it down, just drop it down. And I was watching a TikTok video, and this lady was like, ladies, just relax and live in that soft girl era sort of thing. Relax your shoulders. And one of the things I experienced when I am in my masculine energy is that I'm always like that, tense. I may not be like this, but my shoulders are tense, and trying to sort of relax them really helped me so much. And if you come from a family that kind of tells you that you have to toughen up, you have to get things done, it's hard not to live into that energy and not to shield yourself from that kind of energy. You feel naked, you feel vulnerable, you feel like you're being seen, but you don't want that to be your story. You don't want that to be your perspective. You have turned out to be this kind of girl that says that I am not like any other girl. I'm not like other girls. I don't want chocolates. I don't want flowers, because you know what? That's too girly. That's too feminine. If you think about it so much, there is a bit of your masculine shield or your masculine energy that is flowing within you that is rejecting those things. Rejecting that softness about yourself, because you have learnt to see it as weakness. The environment and the society that you've lived in has made you look at it like a point of weakness, not a point of strength. And it is so dangerous, and it is so bad when we start living like that. And so many women who say they're very independent and they're going through quite a lot, trust me, their masculine energy is flowing through a lot of things. It is a beautiful thing, it is a powerful thing, but it's a thing that also, if you don't channel it properly with the right energies, it's going to destroy you and it's going to make you seek out a lot. I am 30 years old now, and I'm just starting to live in my feminine energy. I'm starting to understand that I can cry, I can wear girly clothes, I can be soft, and I can still be within my own strength as well. So I'm just going to tell you how you can try as much as you can to take off that masculine shield and start living in the energy of masculinity, allowing the femininity of your own self to flow within you. Because I feel freedom right now. I used to be afraid of people loving me or people taking care of me, because I can do it. You can't take care of me, I can take care of myself. You don't want to give me anything? Fine, that's cool, that's okay. I can do it on my own. I don't need you, I need myself, and I will get through this. But now I've got to a point whereby I'm like, okay, I need that softness, I need that hug, I need someone to talk to and laugh to, and maybe sometimes have those mistrust issues and go through them and get better with them. Okay, remember this: think like a man and act like a lady. I think you've all heard about, there is a book, I think, about it. There is also a movie about it, like think like a man but act like a lady. So I just want you to take that and say, in environments whereby your masculine energy needs to flow, use it. But in environments whereby your feminine energy needs to be something that you need to accept, allow it to be part of you. Don't run away from it, accept it. So here's some of the tips that can allow you to take off the masculine shield, and then you can bring in much more energy. It is hard, and I'll tell you this for a fact, that it's hard. It's hard to be hurt so many times, to be broken so many times, and still think that you can have that feminine energy flowing through you. Okay, first one is, look at being vulnerable as a point of strength, not a point of weakness. Being vulnerable is not you being weak, it's just you having the strength to say, I need help, and this is what I have gone through. 2, talk to your inner child and tell them it's okay. Tell your inner child that you're safe, you're fine, you're being seen, it's okay. Because your inner child in most cases creates that masculine energy that has become part of your identity. So talk to your inner child and just say, it is fine, it's okay. One step at a time, we got this. Pick yourself up, your inner child and your adult child work together, not against each other, because your adult child is listening to your inner child, who is fighting against your adult child, kind of not adult child, but your adult self, if it makes sense. Tense down your shoulders and relax. It is okay. Don't be in a point of like you're ready to attack, because the masculine energy is always ready to attack. It's ready to give the most that it can't give. And one of the things I would say to you that is, I was always afraid to speak the way I'm speaking now, because I feel like it was very soft. I used to speak like that. I'm like, oh my god, guys, welcome, have this, like be very expressive. But then now that I live in that kind of energy that is like, okay, Lucy, relax. Relax, it is absolutely fine. I do talk about funny things and stuff like that sometimes, but I'm just like but sometimes I'm just like, relax. put down your shoulders, tense, stop being so tense. Every single time I feel like I'm tensed up, I'm like, oh, breathe in, breathe out, just relax, it is okay. The people that wanted to hurt you, they're not there anymore, but the shield is still with you, so just relax, okay? The third one is allow people to treat you with softness and kindness. Let people in, allow people to come in, because for me it was with friendships. I never allowed people to even know anything about myself, because I said the moment you know about it, then I've become very vulnerable, and therefore you know something about me that now that's a weakness. I feel weak because you know something about me that I should keep as a secret, kind of thing. But so allow people to have that softness and that kindness within your own self. Let them treat you well. If someone comes in your life and wants to treat you like a baby girl, like the doll, like a princess that you are, allow them to treat you like that. Let them treat you like that. It's a beautiful thing, okay? Energy flows where you put your attention. Put your attention on things that give you a bit of a soft life. And I have a video where I'm going to talk about the soft life thing, because I contradict so much about the soft life sort of whole thing. But allow yourself to feel everything that you want to feel. Allow your energy to let you flow to the softness of your own self. That heart of yours that you've shielded for a long time, allow it to flow, allow it to be free. Let your energy flow in a direction in which you want it to be. That whole shield is beautiful, it's good, but it has come to a point whereby you have to pack it and put it on the side, and say, you know what, it's time for me to be in that era whereby I accept this energy flowing through my own self. And it's hard, but it gets better, and you start building trust and relationships with people over a period of time. And because you've got that masculine energy that has shielded you for a very long time, you do have mechanisms to get out of things when danger happens quite a lot of time. So you are powerful that you have that. You are blessed that you do have that. Because so many people would love to have that masculine energy, but they don't have it. But it's time for us to just pack it and live and flow in the energy of our own selves. With that being said, if you do follow me, you know that I do kind of talk about the books that I'm reading in a week. So before I end this video here and talk about that part of the books, if you want to click off the video and you're not interested in reading books, then that's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to end this video by saying that you have got this, and you're perfectly amazing, and it is okay. I know it has been a long journey for you, but it's okay, it's fine, and it will get easier. So for those who have kind of stayed to this point, I am just going to tip you on the books that I'm reading this month. I'm just going to tell you 4 books that I'm sort of going to read. I have a couple of books that I'm going to start reading, but let me share the 4 that I got. So the first one that I'm reading is The Courage to be Disliked, which is a beautiful book. I'm listening to that on Audible. That's why I don't have it here physically. And then the other one that I am reading is literally this one here, that is The Wealth Money Cannot Buy. This is by Robin Sharman. I'm kind of reading this book, but I'm not reading it because I've been lazy to read. And yesterday I went to a charity shop and I happened to pick up 2 other books, which were about £2 and £1.50. So this one is Insights to Develop Your Professional and Personal Life. It does look very insightful and very good, and it talks about the courageous and analyst, extraction terms, the good investor, kick ideas around life, the liberals, pessimistic and optimistic. I've had a book where I've talked about that. I'm not then it has Age of Advertising and Marketing Creativity. This is a very good book. The other one that I picked up is in spirituality, and this one it says Veda, Secrets from the East. I'm quite curious to read this because it's all about spirituality and things like that. It is written by let's just see, I don't think it says, I think Veda, if that's the name, and correct me if I am wrong, if anyone has read that book. But yeah, so it just talks about all the secrets, ancient modern times of spirituality and stuff like that. I'm just curious to read this book. It's different from what I normally read. So yeah, that's about it. So that is on my reading list, and I will link them down below if you want to read with me for this month. But apart from that, I wish you the very best, and let's catch up very soon. Okay, bye.